Hey everyone, it's Dylan from the Black Forest Wood Company. This week we're going to be continuing work on Joe Manganiello's Dungeons & Dragons table. So we're going to take it right up before we get the finish on it, because that's going to happen next week. And we're also going to show you guys the final result of that River Rock table. So we got it picked up from Jekko, the spray finish is done, and we finished the trestle base that's going on there. So we're going to show you guys those two things this week. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let us know what you think in the comments below.
Just broke it. Yeah, probably about the same.
This is going to get a polyurethane though too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Is getting sprayed?
Yeah, I go on the 28th.
Yeah, it would have been you who was doing it.
Yeah. And we'll have to carry that.
The
other island.
Super defensible area right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Because he also just came out with this full custom set of figurines.
Yeah.
Like characters based on all the people in his group. Yeah.
He's going to have to invite us all there to play D&D.
Tom Morello
with guitar killing everybody.
Yeah.
I have Joe's D&D books. We can do this.
So after we let the piece cure for 7 days, we pop it out of the mold and bring it down onto our Avid CNC for flattening. So this piece just barely fits on there. You can see it's just wide enough by a couple inches for us to actually be able to flatten this. But for the first couple passes, you can go faster and you can take a thicker cut, but it's important when you're flattening, whether you're using a CNC or a router, to make sure on your last pass you go very slow so you don't get chip out. Then we're using our Festool track saw to actually cut this piece to size. Another tip with the track saw is go in multiple steps. Even though you can cut 3 inches thick with this saw, if you try to do this all in once, the saw is just going to bind up and probably end up blowing a breaker. So we do it usually in 3 or 4 steps. It would be nice if Festool made a more powerful one, but that's kind of what you have to do when you're using the track saw. Other than that though, really, really nice piece of equipment. Now Ben is using a Festool router. Believe it or not, we're not actually sponsored by Festool. We'd like to be though, Festool, if you're watching. He's just putting the pockets in the bottom of this table for the X space that's going to go on it, because we actually screw metal plates into the top of the X space, and then with those metal plates, we use threaded inserts to attach the table to the base. the table for Joe is done. We've taken that to Jekko. They need a few more days to get ready for it. I think they said Tuesday of next week is when it's going to get sprayed. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, we will be doing a live stream when that happens. But now we want to show you guys how that table from last week turned out, the one with all the river rocks and the trestle base. It was very heavy, but we got it all put together, and I think it turned out really good. But again, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Now over to the rock table, we've got the base components. They're all finished being stained and finished with the protectant too. So we do 1 coat of stain followed by 2 coats of oil just to give it a nice sheen. And now we can actually assemble our joinery. So you can see we've got a nice snug fit on the feet where they actually fit onto the trestle. And there's those 2 holes in the end of the trestle that will actually accept our wenge pegs that are going to slide through. You'll see here in a second. And then we have more spruce pegs that go through the top of those and hold everything together. Wenge going through, and then there's 4 spruce pegs in total per leg that get added to secure those in place. And here we're just assembling the blocks to the top of the leg on the trestle base. So they're done in a matching blackened ash. And we actually just screw those right on. There's no joinery there, just good long 4-inch wood screws. And we're putting a little bit of beeswax on the end of them just so they slide in there nicely. So now we will flip the base over and do the same thing on the bottom. So the bottom of this base is nearly identical, but there is one difference, and that is that we have a little recess to accept a leveling foot. This is just because the client's house may or may not have perfectly straight floors, so these little levelers in there just make it easy for the client to line everything up and get their table sitting flat. Okay, so we have got our river rock, burl, and resin table all finished up here, ready to ship out to the client. So this is a piece of cottonwood burl from our friends at GL Veneer. We actually would have picked this one out in one of our first videos where we went to GL Veneer, and then it was, what was it, like 250, 275? Something crazy amount of resin. We posted it in a video a while back, and then we also added all of these river rocks in. So all of this makes for a very, very heavy table. I figure the top here is probably about 800 pounds. And then we've done one of our signature trestle bases on the bottom. The only thing a little different here with this one is we've done it in blackened ash, whereas every trestle base we've done before was in walnut. And then some little details here. We've got wenge and spruce pegs here, so those tie in really nice. The wenge kind of matches the color of the live edge, and the spruce almost matches the color of the cottonwood. So that's actually what holds everything together here. There's no glue on this part of the base, but we will get this thing packed up in the crate now and get it shipped off to our client. Where's this one? It's getting chased by a wasp. Thank you guys for watching this week's video. We're very excited for next week to go to Jekko and finally see the finish going on that piece. If you guys follow Jekko on Instagram, you might have seen on their stories that they've already sprayed the bottom. So there is a little sneak peek if you guys want to go check that out. But like I mentioned earlier, the The spraying's going to happen on Tuesday, so we'll probably do an announcement on Instagram of what time that's going to happen. But if you follow us there on Instagram, you guys can actually watch that pour happening live. And we're very excited. And probably, I guess, in like 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be going down to LA to deliver that one. So we're excited to meet Joe. But thank you guys for tuning into this week's video. We appreciate you guys taking the time to watch every single week. And we're getting closer to 150,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys hit subscribe, and we'll see you next week.